What is going on, guys? We're here to talk more anime, and I finally have watched it after so much of somebody telling me to freaking watch it. We're gonna talk Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm here once again with Overduebobcat50. What's going on?
Hey there, Dan. How you doing, man? I'm so excited you finally watched it. It's
I
it's
finally
it,
watched it.
it was an awesome moment for me because I don't know how many animes you told me to watch. You're like, oh, it's awesome, it's awesome. I watch it. Of course, I fall in love with it, and now finally I get to do that for you. So it was a big moment for me. It finally felt like I took a next step in my anime
Yeah,
world.
well, I told you to watch Demon Slayer
Yeah, Demon
so many
Slayer.
times, and then you told me to watch this so many times, and I'm glad you pushed me to watch this shit.
hmm
Um, so am I muted? I'm good, right?
Nope, you're good.
There we go. Let's
We're
just
good.
first off the bat right here.
Yeah, I
Um,
got you. I can hear
so
you.
there's gonna be a warning to everybody. We're gonna butcher the hell out of these names because I don't know how to fucking pronounce some of these names, and it's
They're
just how
really
it
hard.
goes. They're
They're
really
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 hard
hard.
names.
I've
Yeah.
never taken classes before. It's not like I haven't seen 1,000 animes, in my lifetime, for me to learn these names. We got, but and then also there's going to be spoilers if you haven't seen season one of the anime series. There's only one season. We've confirmed that there's only one season. There is going to be a prequel, Kaizen prequel, and then they're thinking about doing a sequel, a season two of Jujutsu Kaisen. So you got prequel first, then season two, but we will be spoiling season one. Won't be talking too much of the manga because we haven't really read the manga. We've just been watching the anime series. Dude, like this thing is. I told you, Chase, when watching this because I text Overdue over here. Like, this is an anime that I've seen a lot of anime in my time, and it's a lot of like different animes all combined together. But the execution is phenomenal in this thing. All the characters, once again, like kind of like Demon Slayer, are very likable. There's some badass fight. I think what really impressed me was the fights in this thing. And then there's some OP characters. There's some OP characters. I'm like, shit, how do they stack against like all these other characters that I know from different animes?
Yeah.
And I think they do a way better job representing the women of the anime in here than other animes that have tried to do that. This anime is pretty freaking badass. I think if I had to sum it up, it is it is a great story, great camaraderie. It doesn't feel like it drags. It actually feels like the pacing's super good in this. I never feel bored, and I never feel like the episode's a filler episode because there's always like something happening in every single episode. And I think there's, what was it, 24, 25 episodes? I
24, I
think
believe. I think it's 24.
24, 24
I could be wrong.
episodes, I believe. Yeah, I think I was like waiting for that next one to be 25. So
Yeah.
24 episodes. Dude, I enjoyed the hell out of this, man.
Yeah. Dude, Jujutsu Kaisen, like it's an anime that every year we feel like we have an anime that someone, like people are talking about. It's like, oh, this is the next big thing. This is the next big thing. I haven't felt like there has been one except for Demon Slayer in
Uh-huh.
2019. I didn't feel like there was one last year. Didn't feel like there was one the year before. There's always one anime that people love to overhype, and it's like I said, Demon Slayer is the only one that I think that's met the hype. Jujutsu Kaisen has met all the hype. I mean, it's fine. It's hard to find anything to complain about with the show.
Hmm.
The only thing I hear, of course, is what you said a little bit of. It's kind of a little bit of everything mixed in. It's nothing brand new, but at the
Yeah.
end of the day, the execution to it is excellent. It, you can say, yeah, it's a lot of different things pushed together, but as long as the characters are lovable, you're having a fun time while watching it. The animation is top notch. That's probably one of the biggest things. I mean, we talk about animation all the time when it comes to anime and how important it is. This anime makes it feel like not a single, like they just took the budget and it's like every episode got that budget. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
like any episode was cheaper. It didn't feel like they were saving their money for another fight or this fight. Like it was all like every fight meant a lot. Every fight had awesome animation. I mean, it absolutely crushed it. And the female characters too. You mentioned it. Some of the best I think I've seen in anime. Like one of the best cast of female characters I've seen so far.
Yeah, for sure. Like the animation, the budget definitely was on the fights. Like all the fights look clean,
Yeah,
great. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Full Metal Alchemist sometimes too, where it's like
yeah,
fast paced and there's a lot of you have these wide shots and you're seeing the character run, but you're seeing the destruction in the background. You're seeing everything. So there's
yeah,
some good shots in here too. There might be like maybe one or two of where like maybe they're walking into like where they need to go, and all three of them, and the animation looks a little shaky there. But other than that, like they used their budget precisely, like amazingly. They did a
yeah.
great job, and this is by Mappa, and Mappa is the same company that everybody's been bitching about. I haven't seen it. You've watched the new
Mhm.
Attack on Titan season, so what is the difference between why is there so many complaints on that series compared to this one?
The only reason people are complaining about Mappa taking over Attack on Titan, they're just upset that it changed. I don't think they did a bad job on Attack on Titan season 4. Like it's really they did an excellent job of, you'll see videos of people like the taking the source material, taking the manga like art style and placing that into the anime. So they did a great job on Attack on Titan season 4. And it's just people wanting to complain that it's a different studio. They weren't happy about it. They're like, "What the hell? Like, it looks different. It's not what we were used to."
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job. They did better with this. Like, but I think Attack on Titan season 4 doesn't have as much. They have like a couple episodes of really good fight scenes, but they really I
Yes,
love it.
like I read a couple of the chapters right from
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, and like I could tell like some of the action sequences on the panels are a little bit more harder to like see the movements and or see what's
Mhm.
going on. Where this one it's more clearer and it's more of you do get a little bit of maybe a little bit of Demon Slayer animation, especially when if you watch Demon Slayer, Tundro uses his sword techniques and it's like water based. So you kind of like, and then for these characters, they use curse. They use this curse aura, which basically is chakra. If you think
Yeah.
about it, it's basically chakra. So there's a lot of Naruto in this, a lot.
A ton.
But the animation with the curse is pretty badass. I like that little kind of. It kind of looks like Sai. When Sai does the drawings
No, yeah,
and
that's
they come to life.
yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
looks like. That's what it looks like. They still have a 3-man squad.
Mhm.
So sometimes there is one point where this character who I absolutely positively is probably one of my new favorite anime characters of all time. That's Gojo.
Yeah.
Gojo is a beast, and he
Everyone
tells
loves it.
one of our characters the philosophy on how they fight and how they work together. There's this one particular character where he's like, well, it's the one that could summon demon dogs. Mugi, Megumi,
shoot. It's something. It's not that.
Fukawa. It's Megumi.
It's similar to that. Yeah, I forget. I think it's
Yeah,
pronounced a little different, but the guy who summons stuff. If you watch it, you know who he is.
yeah, the Sasuke of the group, basically.
Megami. That's how you say his name. It's
Megami. Oh yeah, Megami.
Megami.
Megami. Oh yeah. So he tells him because Megami in the series like he's pretty badass too. I like his look. I like how his hair is kind of like messy. Kind of reminds me of Spiegel a little bit from
Yeah,
Cowboy Bebop.
that's right.
I do like his summoning, his jutsus basically, summoning the demon dogs, summoning that big old bird. So he
Yeah.
has potential to be like a super badass, right? And he could level up basically. And
Yeah.
he doesn't get to that point till like towards the end of the series. But Gojo is the teacher. He's the white haired guy who has a bandana on his eyes. He
Reverse
is hands
Kakashi.
you pretty much Kakashi, but
Yeah.
fucking 1,000 times stronger than Kakashi.
Yeah.
So he tells the Mugami like because Mugami is just like he's a team player. He's the Captain America, right? He'll lie down on the grenade. He'll
Mhm.
take that grenade for everybody else to be saved. He believes in like okay, I'm not as I gotta lay down for my comrades, and which is great.
Yeah.
You know, was it Goji tells him, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but what I love in the philosophy is like, but if you're going toe to toe with some like a demon, like you laying down your life, that ain't where you're gonna die alone.
Yeah.
Like that's not how you should be thinking. You should be selfish sometimes. You should be wanting to get stronger, and the philosophy there,
Yeah.
because usually that's like, yeah, camaraderie, blah blah blah. This, no, sometimes you're going on those one-on-one battles, and sometimes you need to be selfish. Sometimes you need to exceed, and sometimes you gotta not think about camaraderie or teamwork. You gotta think of, I'm gonna beat this guy. That's why like the Michael Jordans and shit are beast, man, because they know
Yeah.
that I'm gonna take you out. So I love the philosophy of this series, man. I'm gonna ask you, who is your favorite character in this series?
I mean, it has to be Gojo. I mean, I want to. There's other characters that I do love, but Gojo is sticks out. He just sticks out so well, and he's done so perfectly. What I like about him is you kind of stated perfectly. Like he's this weird character. He can kind of be a little quirky and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, he backs up everything, and he's a great teacher. He might like the other principals and the other teachers and stuff kind of hate him. They don't like it the way he runs things. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
they can't do shit to him
the
because
old
he's
man absolutely
the old man
despises him.
despises him. But what can you do, man? I mean, people whenever Gojo came out, people started talking about like where does he stack, like who can he beat in other animes and stuff like that. For me, I don't think about like who can he beat in other animes. It's just like who else in anime was so overpowered in their universe besides like One Punch Man. Like this dude is extremely overpowered, and that's the purpose of him. He is, everyone knows, even the bad guys realize they cannot defeat him. From the talks of it, the only way they can defeat him is maybe by like capturing him or something, like by able like I don't know, doing something to him. They just don't know what to do with him. You know?
The real question was asked right from the get go. Who is the main? Who does Ittori have, or Ittori have
Ittori, yeah. Ittori.
inside of him? Is it
Oh, it's let me see his name.
Sukumi?
It's like it's Sukuna. Again, we're
Yeah.
trying to try not to butcher these names, but Sukuna, yeah,
Oh, right here, yeah, Sukuna, yeah. So that's basically the QB.
yeah, it's
of this.
100% the detail.
It's Kurama.
Yeah.
So he's inside Ittori. I do like how Ittori has to eat
Yeah.
the fingers. I find that disgusting, but then like pretty fun. Like
Is
it
it
makes
more
sense.
disgusting? Is it more disgusting than Deku having to eat hair?
No, that finger is fucking gross. So yeah, the real question is, can Gojo beat him? Because if you're going in this universe, those are the two main
Yeah,
supremes, right? That's pretty much Madara versus Hashirama.
yeah,
But dude, like fucking when you talk about these teachers and they despise Gojo, I'm just like thinking like there's no way they could ever defeat Gojo because
They can't.
there's no worry from me from these guys to ever like stab this guy in the back, because this guy is just too cunning, too smart, too open, too powerful. But I love the fact that he is that powerful, because some of the shit he does is nuts, and when he does it, he likes what he's doing. Sometimes he like enjoys like showcasing his power, a little cockiness to
Oh
it.
yeah, he is, and he
Yeah,
knows he's the most powerful. He will state that. I mean, he stated that when he first showed up, going against Shikano, whatever. When he went up against him for the first time, he's like, "I'm more
Sukumi.
powerful." Shikumi, yeah,
Yeah,
or Sukuna, yeah. In the very like
yeah,
second or
yeah,
third
yeah, yeah,
episode,
yeah. When
he's like,
Ittori ate the
"Let's."
finger and then he got possessed a little bit.
He's like, "Let him go for 10 seconds, then let
Oh yeah.
me see." Like, and he just knew. He's like, "I can beat him easily," and he knows he's so powerful that no one can do anything about it, so he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Well, it's funny because he went against him when he only had one finger. So
One thing,
imagine if he had all of them, because the
20.
story is basically to have Ittori ingest all these fingers and then dispose of them, basically. So
Kill him, yeah.
basically, Ittori is like the trash can. All right,
Yeah.
he's like the trash can, and they're trying to burn him, basically.
Yeah.
So but I like that idea that Ittori's ideals kind of change throughout the season. Like first he wants to like not kill anybody, then he has to kill somebody because
No.
he is a teenager. He is learning that things are not as smooth as that.
Yeah.
I guess he just wants everybody to have a proper death. What I like is that I don't think he's going to have a happy ending. I think he will die at the end of the series, because I think that makes sense for his character to go, because the whole thing is him having a stretch of life. Gojo or Goji, freaking, he extended his life because of this plan that they're doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like mission accomplished, meaning that he has to die at the end of the series as well.
I agree fully. I've heard things and people talking, and everyone will be kind of disappointed if he doesn't, because the way the show is written, it's a pretty dark show. It kind of does bring you down a couple of times
Yeah,
emotionally, and it just the way it's written is, yeah, this is just the story of what Itadori. In my thought, this is going to be a story of what Itadori's life was about, what he had to do to sacrifice and save everybody from this being. The one thing I'm hoping they don't do is make this like Hubie and make the Sukuna, whatever
oh,
that
I know,
person,
like him.
like him.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't want that. I want him to stay this evil dude. The only person Sukuna kind of likes
yes.
is Megami, and
Mugami. Yeah,
I think that can be an interesting dynamic. But I don't want him. I don't want this guy to become good already. I want the
yeah.
main
He.
villain to be that guy.
I found that surprising too, because he was so intrigued with him,
Hmm.
and like he even mentions him like later on down the series, like he doesn't want like the dude to kind of die.
Yeah.
Um, I love that. I love that thought though. I think that's what everybody wants to see too, is like Gojo versus Sukumi.
Hmm.
They want to see that fire. I want to see that fire.
I do
Like I
too.
want to see like
I do
because
too.
Sukumi is so fucking. They're very similar, very similar, just different on different ideals and different sides.
Yeah.
When it comes to like liking the fight, like it's just. I just want to see it. It's a heavyweight fight is
Yeah.
building up, and you're just like gonna be disappointed if it doesn't happen. And I think that's going to be one of the reasons why Itadori dies, because Sukumi's going to take over somehow. I think I'm with everybody else too. I think it's just kind of a cop out if you don't have him go, and definitely Chase. I saw that when I was watching. I'm like, please don't let this be a QB thing.
Don't let
Please
it
don't
be.
let them be friends.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be respect. I'm okay with respect, but at the end
Yes.
of the day, if Sukumi's like, I respect you, bro. You're good, but I'm gonna kill you right now.
I'm gonna
Like
kill
I'm
it.
taking
Yeah.
over this body. I'm evil, bro. So
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see that. One of my other they have another kind of like not a tuning exam, but all Shonen Jumps have this like kind of
Turn right.
tournament. We get that again, but what I love the introduction of a lot of these other players.
Hmm.
We also have the I guess before we get to that, we got to talk a little bit about, because we talked about Mugami, which is pretty much
Yes.
the Sasuke of the group. Then we got to
So,
talk about Nobara,
I think it's like Nobara. I believe Nobara. It's a very
Nobara, which
cool.
is what's this the a lot of people want to say
She,
she's the Sakura of the group, but
she's the
she's a lot better.
She's the
Yeah,
useful Sakura is what people refer to her as, because
cocky,
she's.
and
Mhm.
I think it's voiced by the same actress too
Is
from
it really?
Dub. I think so. Which I
Mhm.
have to explain to guys is that we watched this on Dub. I think you watched this on Dub, right,
I
Chase?
watched it on both a little bit. I started at sub and
Okay.
I switched to dub.
Dub is great.
Dub is
Dub is
really good. The
great in
dub is
this.
very, very good.
Dub is really good. They throw in a lot of jokes that I'm pretty sure are not in the manga. That's kind of
Mhm.
like more of today's, kind of like what's going on today.
Yeah, there's a little
Really
joke to
good.
Sebastian Stan in one of the
Yeah.
about
Oh,
Sebastian Stan. Yeah, in that
and then
one Ghost.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh
I
yeah,
want I
Jennifer
want a tall
Lawrence.
girl with a big ass like Jennifer Lawrence. So
Yeah,
I was like, I don't think she has. Well, she does kind of in that Mystique when she did that Mystique, that pose right there with Mystique.
yeah.
But this chick is I don't love her. I don't love her, but I like her. I like.
Okay.
I think I started to like her much more because she's not really. They showcase her some of her powers. I like her personality, but she's not really like she's still not the major focus of like the other two
Hmm.
until like the end, towards the end of the season, and then
Yeah,
she starts fucking becoming baller, dude. And I'm just like, oh damn, when she's like when they're fighting the two brothers, the
hmm.
little demon brothers, and then she's
That one
using
comes
her,
behind her.
yeah, awesome. And then I like her abilities too, where she uses the doll. It's like some voodoo shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and she has the nails and the hammer. I'm intrigued to see if they're going to be able to like have her like expand that, because she only has a couple nails on her most of
yeah.
the time, and I want to see like what she could do to level up on that.
It is interesting. I do feel like they did a lot in the first season to show like there's a lot she's been able. There's a lot more she's been able to do with it than I thought. Because I'm first like hammer and nails that she's able to shoot, and then all of a sudden like they get to the tournament and she's able to like put those nails in different spots and like they explode in those different spots, kind
Yeah.
of like flying kind of thing. And then there's the straw doll net technique or whatever. And like by the end of it, you're seeing that she's the thing that like, people compare to Sakura, but man, she's so far from it because my favorite part about this character is she is not a crybaby. She is tough. She does not care about being beautiful. She does not care about. Well, she does care about
Well,
being
sort
beautiful.
of, yeah,
She
yeah.
does. She does. I'm wrong on that, but
She's
she
both. She's
really.
both. Yeah.
She's like, I can be both. She's like, I can be both beautiful and strong. Like, I don't have to be one or the other. That was the whole point of that little tournament thing. And she, yeah, I mean, I can't say I love her yet, but definitely like the ending of the season where she just goes off on those brothers and stuff. I was like, damn, she holds her own. She's not like Sakura where she feels like
useful.
where she feels like she's behind on the group. She's up there with her classmates. She's up there with them. You know,
She's I don't think she's as powerful, but she's definitely, well, I guess you can't really, she's definitely like you need her in a group.
Yeah.
Basically. So I guess she's right there. Yeah. I'm going to she's just a her design looks great. I really do like the dub of voice acting on this one. I think whoever's the voice actor on this one really brings something to the table on it. And she's just really, there's a lot of comedic moments with her and Itori. I like the dynamic. I like these three. I mean, I say Sasuke for Mugami, but he's not really like Sasuke. He just has like the brooding down.
Yeah.
But he's very friendly if you think about it. Like he embraces the two already. He has mad respect for Gojo. Everybody has mad respect for Gojo except the teachers.
Yeah.
So I like the dynamic. When all three of them are together, I really enjoy it. Like I really want to see what these three have to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Comedic moments is a hit and miss for me though. Like some of it's funny, but then some of it like they try a little bit too hard, and it's kind of like, wait, what? Like some of the scenes in here kind of come out of nowhere and don't make like, wait, the transition to a lot of things kind of abrupt, or it's just like, what the hell? It's a what the hell moment sometimes in here.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I would be like, kind of like, I was kind of set back a little bit. But especially like I said, the pacing, we're moving. I mean, we already go into like, they talk about the tournament, and then we're already going right into the tournament. What was your thoughts on that one?
On the tournament arc? That was, I mean, that part of it was really, it reminded me a lot of the tuning exam for the fact that it shows off these characters, and all of a sudden it does, it's not just about a tournament. All of a sudden it's big bad comes in, ruins the thing, and they all have to kind of work together or do this thing too.
I wasn't expecting the bats. The bats really play like they're in through most of the season. And I was kind of that was one of the things I was taken aback, because like the bats are like, one thing happens and then they come back again, you know?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I thought they were gonna hold a lot of them back for later. I thought they were just showing kind of them off and be like, okay, these are the villains, and at some point they're coming. They just gave us most of them at least in that season, and it goes off from like, yeah, you have the one dude that's all stitched up. You have the volcano guy had his moment, and then you have the tree girl.
The domain thing expansion is pretty dope. Yeah. That was cool to showcase Goji's more power, what he has to, you know, especially this domain thing, and how you could break it from the outside. It's really hard to break it from the inside. Yes. I like that volcano guy too. I like how they just like straight up walk into like the little sushi place or the little food place, and then he just fucking burns everybody, you know?
I think that's the first moment in the show where they show how dark that show can get. Because I mean, he just burned those girls alive, and they showed them kind of burning. And I have to say, like, if I'll ask you this question too, for me, the moment that hooked me into the show had to have been like the moment where there was that whole little story where that friend, that kid that was being bullied and stuff like that, and his bullies get killed inside the theater, and like Itadori becomes friends with him. That whole little story, dude. Because I thought that dude, he was in the opening and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that dude he's either going to become a bad main, like one of the main bad guys to this, or he's going to become a friend and join Jujutsu Kaisen. That shit don't happen. He just gets murdered. Like his life, his mother just gets slaughtered. He loses his shit, tries to kill some people, and then he just dies. And I'm like, damn, like this show really hooked me in right there. at least in that arc, that fight and everything with it, and it hooked me in right there.
And the Stitch guys, what's his name? May May. I never got
Maybe.
May May out of it. I guess. I'm gonna call. Oh no, I'm sorry, not May May.
No. It's Mahoto.
Mohoto. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say.
Unregistered special grades. The special grades are pretty fucking powerful too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because if there was one big ass complaint I had, it's just every freaking time, man. When it comes to movies, when it comes to TV, whatever, they gotta make the bullies straight out, almost right there, borderline killers. Like, it doesn't. It's so stupid to me. It's so stupid. You could make a bully. He doesn't have to physically harm you. You know what mostly bullies do? They verbally abuse you. I abuse everybody all the time. Like, it doesn't have to be a physical abuse.
So basically, you're the bullies because you were a bully.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the bullies are ridiculous in this series. And just like every other goddamn series I get. They go as far as to get the cigarette and burn the dude's forehead. They kick him. The girl's in on it, like, get him, guys, and then gangbang me. Like, I'm just like, the bullies are too much. The bullies are, and then I thought that was it. But then they keep going with it. Like, the humans in here, I get it. You're trying to say, like, that whole kid's philosophy was like, none of the humans are good. Like, no humans are good. Like, the only thing that he cared about was his mom. And I was sad that I couldn't believe the mom died, like, right away like that.
I was quick.
Yeah, so I was just like, dude, like, I get it, but then, like, I'm tired of it. Like, it throws me off, and that one actually took me out of it. I'm just like, God damn it, again. What got me into it was the fighting. The fighting really got me, like, from the get-go, like, the animation, the fighting. Yeah, that's what got me hooked. I was like, oh, damn, this is actually really, really good. Really good. It reminds me of Parasite. I don't think you've seen that one yet.
I haven't seen it yet. No, I've thought about it.
Parasite is like an older manga, a little bit older anime. Not old, but like early 2000s anime. They adapted it. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic too. That one is a lot like this as well. I think so yeah, that whole I kind of figured that kid was going to die. I didn't think he was gonna. Yeah. I know they showed the one image of all three or all four of them together. What could have been? And then another odd thing to me is that our main character Itadori. I find him very odd. Like, he's a
weird guy.
It's like something's like I don't know. He's very odd to me. Like, he's kind of like Naruto. But Naruto is more sensitive. Like, he's like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Like, he joins the club.
Yeah.
And then he's already, like, I don't know. There's, in the beginning, they show off his grandpa. And his grandpa, it seems like his grandpa's wanted to tell him about his parents.
Yeah.
Who, Naruto again. Who is this guy? Because this guy's already, like, fast. He's strong before he did any of this stuff. He goes straight into battle without even thinking. Yeah. And then how he befriended that kid was a little odd to me too. Like, I get it, but then I was like,
I loved it. Oh, no, never mind. I was thinking of someone else.
Yeah. So he's odd to me. Is he though? Is he a good protagonist? Is he a good main character for us to follow this journey? Or do you think maybe there could have been, like, or maybe you like to showcase maybe somebody else?
It was hard with him for me at first because he is different. He's very go with the flow. He's very go with the flow. Just kind of
nonchalant.
Like, okay. Yeah, like, you want to kill me? Yeah, all right. Let me eat all these fingers and you can kill me. Like, I think that's, he just kind of, and he's just like, he's very go to the flow. But I do really like his character. I think he's a lot of fun. Yeah. I don't think it's hard to tell whether he's stupid or not sometimes, but I don't think
he's so nonchalant. Like, he's just like, yeah.
He's nonchalant. He's kind of like, he's not stupid. I think he's more kind of just unaware, I guess, sometimes of the situation. I don't know. Like, he was scared to die.
at one
Yeah,
point in the
he
series.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, which but overall, I like his character. I don't know. I like that kind of go with the flow kind of thing. Like he's just like, just gets. I mean, he's it's just stronger. I don't know. I like him. I don't think I love him. I don't think he's my favorite protagonist, but I do like him. I accept him as the main character.
I like him, but you hit it over the head. Like this dude, you never know if he's like really that dumb or like
Yeah.
he's just like, yeah, whatever, okay. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't make rational decisions like a normal human being would. He
No.
just like does it. It's very odd to me. Very odd to me. I thought the funniest scene with him though is when his training, he has to watch all the stupid ass movies.
And try to focus out getting
On
punched in
the
the face.
Yeah, and I love that. And then that's how he connects to the kid. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know, I saw that one.
Hmm.
That was all right." I like that because we're both movie nerds too.
Yeah, yeah,
So I guess we got to get back to that tournament. So that tournament, I
yeah.
like how they introduced to a lot of players in this game.
Hmm.
That's how you get to know a lot of these guys. I mean, you got fucking Panda, dude. That
Pandas.
was so odd. I was like, "What the hell's the Panda?"
I
The
don't know, dude.
Panda,
Anime. Yep.
Panda robot.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
really
W.
cool. You got May. Is it May?
Are you talking about Maki? Oh, May is the sister of Maki. So yeah, May and
Yeah,
Maki.
Maki. You have Toga. Toga's dope.
Toga.
Toga's really
Yeah.
dope. They
Um.
haven't showed Yuta yet. Or was Yuta the robot?
No. Yuta. I don't know. Yeah. I know the robot's last name is Ultimate. It's like
Oh yeah.
something. It's no. It's Mekamaru is the robot.
Okay. You got Momo.
Tojo.
Katsumi.
You can't forget about Did
Oh,
you
I
already
was,
say him? Toto,
oh yeah, I was
the
saving
big
him.
buff dude. Oh, yeah, save him.
Kamo. Toto. Toto's like fucking awesome.
He's fucking
He's
great.
great. Out of all the characters that got introduced, a lot of them are really cool. I really like a lot of them. I mean, Panda's pretty funny too. That's
Man,
like
it's
it's a
funny.
goddamn panda, and I like his transformation he does. But dude, Toto is the beast. He's a beast, bro. He's the one that like I find it hilarious. This is where the comedy is like, what the like. There were some moments you're like, what the fuck? Like some of the
He was
comedies.
probably the biggest what the fuck guy kind of in the show.
I like how he just automatically instead of be like best friend, it's now brothers to
Yeah,
Itadori. I like how he's like obsessed with this like Japanese celebrity,
yeah,
and then he goes and daydreams about her. He's another guy where you see a lot of animes that you just like his quirkiness. We are just talking about my guy
yeah,
and Rock Lee. He's kind of like that, but he's more of I guess he looks more of a badass. He looks and he presents himself more of definitely of a badass with these weird quirks in him.
yeah.
He doesn't have the bull cut, you know. I just he's another one of those guys where you just absolutely fall in love with him because his quirkiness.
Hmm.
I just hope he doesn't die later on.
I would be surprised.
He's like a character that probably would die.
Yeah, he does. He probably would, and it's probably also partly because he is a little overpowered himself. I think out of Gojo, like he's probably the next most overpowered character because his ability is very OP on top of his already extremely strong brute strength. But
They hint a little bit of his past.
yeah, they do.
Hmm.
They do it. I love it. I like when he daydream like when he becomes best friends with Itadori and like he daydreams like and he talks to Itadori like that stuff actually happened and he's like, what the hell are you talking about, dude?
Exactly, where he's like, "Oh, remember when I went?" Or remember when we were like,
Yeah.
he says something.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's just like,
That's
that
that's the
never
one part.
happened, bro.
That's one part too that the sub kind of does better though is his voice acting. The sub is really good, and like
Mm.
whenever he's like best friendo, it's the funniest thing ever. It has a little bit of comedic to it.
That's great.
So I
Yeah,
love that. I like that's the one sub. Like the only reason I don't like to listen to the sub a lot is because his character is really good subbed.
did they work? They man, how quick was it when they like teamed up and they
Oh,
go
I figured
against
out.
that one?
Yeah,
What's the other? You see, I'm barely
it's like the
learning
tree
more of
one.
these
It's
characters.
the Hanami.
Haname, yeah, and Haname's. So I don't. Okay, so you watch this sub, which is interesting to me when I'm watching this fight and I'm watching this Haname character,
Mhm.
is that the voice actress. It's a voice actress to this big
Yes.
ass buff like alien looking motherfucker. So I'm
Yeah.
just is it is this the same in like sub where it's a voice actress,
I
not a voice actor?
I believe so. I think it was a voice actress, and so I don't. I guess I don't know. It's anime, so you never can tell guy or girl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was a voice actress. It was a good character overall too. I think probably one of the more interesting villains. Didn't show much of like what she was about, but I did like her power and stuff like that. I like how
Oh
during that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, like a lot of these characters are just very very powerful, man, including the
Yeah.
villains, and they
Mhm.
all like some of them you could tell are more are going to beat more of these other characters, but some of these characters are kind of like right there on par with them too.
Yeah. I do like how in that fight, like Toto, like use it as a moment to teach Itadori. I do love
Mm-hmm.
that. It kind of just showed his quirkiness, and I like how quickly they knew each other. Like they knew how to fight together, and it made me think like, man. So if you have the same taste in women as another dude, are you supposed like are we bonded to fight like that? Like, if
I
they're if
know. Well, I like that question. He always like presents that question.
yeah. And the one
Yeah,
time someone answered the way he wanted to answer, that person and him are like instantly synced. Like he knew exactly how to fight alongside that
very
person.
funny, right? Yeah, and then like
Yeah,
the
so
midair when I love when like the tree looking thing blasts something at them while they're midair, and then they just like
kick off each
hit
other. Yep.
perfect way to dodge that. Yeah, some of these villains are pretty cool.
Hmm.
That design on that tree looks awesome.
Yeah.
I like the volcano guy. Like I didn't think I was gonna like him as much as I do. I like that like his teeth are all like black,
Yeah, that is
oozing
cool.
ink.
I like
That's
that he
pretty
gets his
nice.
I like that he gets his ass kicked. I like
I
that he
know.
gets his ass kicked.
I thought I thought he was a goner.
I did
But
too.
like, but it just showcases Goji or Gojo's
It does
power.
kind of bother me that they didn't kill off either of those villains with Gojo attacking him. Like they both barely got out alive. But
I
it's
know he
like,
wanted to question them, but like he was gonna kill him anyway. So
yeah,
yeah, it was.
I
Oh, well,
guess.
and also some of the curse monsters, like
Yeah,
the one that Mugami fucking almost died
yeah,
twice.
yeah.
Um, I like the look of that because it kind of had like a pharaoh, not a pharaoh, but like an Egyptian kind of look to it.
Yeah.
Soul Eater a little bit. I'm trying to remember the first, and that second one was stronger than the first one.
Yeah.
That's when Mugami had to really like turn up the fucking
Yeah.
power level.
Yeah.
And then but the first fight. So this is where I want to get into is so Sukami, dude's Sukuna is like, holy shit, man. That's when I was like, what is this? What is this like demon capable of? Right?
Oh yeah.
Because he goes against that like cursed monster like in the beginning. They switch, and like he has his master plan to make a pact with Itadori.
It's a door.
Itadori
Yeah.
doesn't remember the pact.
Mm-mm.
I like how like inside of him, he's the physical appearance is the same as Itadori. He just has all the markings and stuff.
Yeah.
This is why it reminds me a lot like Parasite, because Parasite, the main character, it's a parasite, and they usually go for, I believe, the head first, so they could
Mm.
take over the brain and stuff. But if they miss it, they only get one chance, and that creature missed it, and then the main character gets it on his hand, so it forms in his hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen the
So
picture of his hand, like all deformed.
it could talk to him just like what this demon can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just like, I love that's the things I love about the series, and when he comes to play, because he's such a cocky bastard, and
Mhm.
he's just like, I love these characters, and I usually don't like the cocky characters, but this works. And
Yeah.
Sukuna, like, I love his like world,
Oh, his domain
like Kurama,
expansion.
his domain
Oh,
expansion.
yeah, and his
Um,
like his little palace thing that he sits on, stuff like that.
yeah, I like how he just like I like this character a lot. He's probably one of my favorite villains right now today because he just when he comes to play, like you're absolutely glued and you understand why. There's a lot of Inuyasha too in here. A lot of
Yeah.
Inuyasha. You see a lot of these just because everybody talks about this thing, and when he showcases his power, it's absolutely, the hype is real, man. That's why I want to see these two. I want to see him and Goji or Gojo go at each other.
Hmm. Yeah, because it is interesting. Because at that time he defeated that curse pretty easily. And what he only have the one, or did he have two fingers by then?
I think he had. Well, he had two for sure. He might have
He
had
had
three.
two. He might have had three because that one had one. So he might have had three, and like I mean, he overpowered that powerful thing easily.
Yeah.
So with
Oh yeah.
just three, he's already one of the toughest out there. You know, if he gets all 20 fingers, is he like is he with Gojo? Is he on like the same
Is it
level? And
20?
it's
Really
20. It's
20?
20 fingers
Holy
because
shit.
he has four arms. That's why you see like the four faces and stuff, four eyes and stuff like that. He
Oh,
has
that's
four
true.
arms. So yeah,
Well,
he
to
yeah.
me, like I was wondering, the more fingers Itadori eats, is it the less he can control?
It seems like
Suka?
it. It seems like it. The more he gets, the harder it gets to control. But I'm not sure yet how many fingers it'll be until he starts losing control. We'll see.
Yeah, and then like the villains are trying to get the fingers.
Because they want Sukuna back. They want to bring. They want to basically bring him back, and
Which is funny because Sukuna doesn't give a shit about these
he
guys.
hates
Like
him. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'll do it myself. I don't need you guys. They don't give a crap about them.
he totally destroyed and this guy's supposed to be one of our most powerful main characters, the stitched up guy, Frankenstein looking guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Destroy.
he didn't know what he was in for. He didn't realize how powerful he was
Yeah.
until that point. I'm interested on the other guy though. The other guy who is always with them.
Like kind of like the human. I think he's human.
I think he was part of the crew too. I think he was part of
Yeah,
the
he's part of
Jujutsu.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I believe he was. Yeah, Jujutsu
Yeah,
High.
I want to know what this guy is capable of doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of mystery behind him. I think we're gonna learn a lot. I think he'll be one of the main focuses of that group.
Stronger
Towards
than
it.
you realize probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And I mean, this group is interesting. That's you got him. You have the volcano. You have the tree girl. You have you have the one stitched up. Is there someone else I'm missing? It might be. Oh, there's kind of like little side characters that they bring in.
Yeah, like
The
the
one that
two
wants to make a
or the three brothers.
coat, the
Yeah.
brothers. Yeah, there's other people part of this group, but they're kind of like just to throw in there. The interesting about this group is like, I'm curious to see how their plan goes forward because so far it kind of seems to be going as planned almost, but it's definitely they have one big obstacle in their way, and that's Gojo. I want to see how I feel like Gojo. I don't think he'll die. I think they have some
I hope
plan
not.
to. Yeah, I
They
think they
wa-
have some plan to capture him.
to
I think they
seal
have
him.
some plan to seal him. Like I
Yeah.
think that sounds like what the plan is for him because they know they cannot defeat him. They have no
That's the
chance.
best plan. That's the
That's
best plan.
yeah, and I love it.
Hands
I'm
down.
like I love it. I don't want them to be able to beat Gojo. I want them to be able to like kind of just keep him at bay or keep him away or whatever. Or find a way. Like Gojo is such a problem that they have to address, and I'm very interested to see how they do it.
And I want to see him like live throughout the whole series, honestly.
I do too. I do too. I think
He's
I think he
well,
needs to be there for the end for
he,
the final fight.
I feel like that character, like a lot of times I'll say no, he should go, but this time around I'm just like no, he should stay. He's 28 years old. And it's just something about this character where you kind of want to see him live to see either his students, some of his students, carry on
Yeah.
and be there for when Itadori eventually has to die.
Yeah.
So
And that's what I think.
I want to see.
I think
that.
he'll live. I think he'll be captured though. I think so OP the show has to do something with him where he's not going to be there or he's going to be somewhere else.
That plan is going to happen for sure.
Yeah, I think he'll be
At some
captured
point.
or people will think he's dead. Like that kind of thing might happen.
Of course, there's the chance of him losing some of his abilities at the end.
Yeah, there could be that.
Injuries, anything like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, some of this cast is pretty good. I mean, yeah, Toto is awesome. Even his like comrades are pretty cool. I like. I think the weakest one is probably the witch, but then she brings something to the table too.
No, technically, I think the weakest one would be the bright blue haired one that loves Gojo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, she's
weak.
just
I do think she's pretty
unnecessary.
funny, but she's kind of not. She's not really important to the story.
I don't understand why she has to be that weak. Honestly,
She seems so, but yeah, I do. I will say I love Maki of the Jujutsu High and stuff like that. With
I
the
like Maki because she uses more of weaponry, and while her
Mhm.
sister uses a gun.
Yeah,
Very, very contrast right there.
I'm very interested in Maki because she has this whole thing where like she's one of the most powerful students, but they won't acknowledge her because of the
Hmm.
fact that she can't see curses and she doesn't have curse
The
ability.
clan, her
Yeah,
clan,
yeah,
her whole
yeah. Her
clan.
clan. She,
Yeah,
what she reminds me of. She reminds me of Rock Lee and the fact that she is looked down upon because she doesn't have the same abilities as everyone else, but she uses other means to become one of the most powerful.
reminds you of the Hyuga clan.
Okay, like they how they did disown the like
The
Hinata.
women.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of role reversal, you know, kind
hmm
of. Where like yeah, they're kind of like treated as nothing, you know. They kind of like
yeah,
you know Neji was like not supposed to be the hair or whatever here, you know, take over, but
hmm
it's just like, you know, he's just a beast, man. He was born in a different family. So it's
yeah,
kind of like that where they're kind of like, you know, they're women. They're born as women. They will need, you
yeah,
know, usually it passes on to the son. So they look down upon them. So it's
yeah.
more of like a yeah, that kind of like politics going on, or not even
Yeah,
politics, just, you know, discrimination. So I do want to see I want to see more of those characters for sure. We only got like mostly the tournament they got
yeah.
introduced. The battles were great, the fights were great. A lot of the tournament fights were great. I didn't think I was
hmm
gonna like them as much because I'm like, another tournament. Okay, let's go.
yeah.
But they end up being really good, and I love the baseball. The
The
baseball
baseball, the
episode
baseball
was
was
great.
fun.
It
It
was
was
so
fun.
great. It was
Yeah,
very fun. And then they fucking throw a pitch at Toto's face,
it's
and
like
everybody's like,
intentional.
"Good,
That's why I love
good pitch,
hockey.
Maki. Good pitch,
Yeah,
Maki. Good job,
uh,
Maki." Like the other team, it's like, "Good
yeah.
pitch, Maki."
Good. It's like anything it says like everyone hates Toto.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
and the dub is like Itadori's like, "Oh, bro, everybody hates you, man."
everyone. Yeah, that's what I love. Everyone hates you. I love it.
That was
Uh,
great. I want to see more Toto for sure.
mhm.
I think yeah, I think there's a lot to like about this season. Like when I'm looking back at it, like the season really blew my expectations. Do I think there could be more? I oh hell yeah. I think season 2, I definitely this after the end of episode 24, for
Mhm.
me I was like, dude, what? I need more. You know, I
I
want to
did too.
continue to
I was like,
watch.
this isn't. It doesn't feel like an ending to a season. I need more. I need a little more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just was a right when we're it's such great pacing, and you're just like, especially if you're like watching on HBO Max, there's no ads or anything like that, so
Yeah.
you're binging that
You
thing.
were watching on my HBO Max, weren't you?
Shh, shut up, kids.
I knew it.
But I just feel like yeah, I can't. Season 1 was just so great, and I just want to see another season. I'll watch the prequel, of
Yeah.
course. The real question though, Chase, I'm gonna give it to you right here. The real question is, do you feel like, comparing both the seasons, do you feel like this was better than Demon Slayer season 1?
That's definitely the argument. I was going to ask you the same exact question going into this. I
Beat you
had the
to the
same
punch.
thing. I knew you were going. Yeah, I knew I was going to bring up at some point. I, I think I understand the debate, but for me, it's still Demon Slayer, and maybe
You
that's
know,
because Demon Slayer has been around for a little bit longer, and I've gotten more like watched it twice over already. I've seen the movie, but I love Demon Slayer. I love the animation. I love the characters. I think some of the moments in it to me are like some of the best moments I've seen in a lot of my anime. So I had to go
I think
Demon Slayer slightly.
Toda kind of reminds you of Ren Goku.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I was getting at a little bit of vibes there,
Yeah,
except
yeah,
Toda's more funnier,
yeah. He is.
way more weirder for
Yeah,
sure.
that's yeah.
um, I'm gonna go Demon Slayer. I think it's hard because the fights in here is phenomenal in
Fights are
Jujutsu.
awesome, but are they better than like episode 19 or even the fight? My favorite fight in the Demon Slayer show, like the room that gets turned around when he
Oh
plays the
yeah, yeah,
manga.
that's
I
such an
love that fight.
underrated fight, right?
Oh, it's such
Underrated
an
fight.
underrated fight. I still think I prefer the Demon Slayer fights overall because of just the unique animated style that they do. I love.
The soundtrack on Jujutsu wasn't as in. I wanted a little bit more from that. The soundtrack.
Wasn't that strong? Yeah.
Um, but Demon Slayer, it's more emotion. So I guess if we're gonna debate this, it's like that's why I presented like is Itadori like a very good protagonist, and he's a weird one. He's but you generally enjoy seeing him, hearing him.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know if necessarily rooting for his death, but you're just kind of like you understand it.
yeah,
With Tanjiro though, he's the emotional built we have. Like he's the emotion that we feel.
yeah.
A lot of when the soundtrack is swelling up, that shit means something because you like our main protagonist or whoever's fighting or whatever the emotional moments.
I feel like I
When it,
back up Tanjiro, but I don't feel like I always back up Itadori. Like I don't when those moments come, those music hypes up. Like I'm
yeah,
with Tanjiro. I feel it what he's going through right now. I
yeah.
don't think I've gotten that with Itadori yet. I don't feel like I understand him fully. I don't think I've fully like been behind him during his big moments.
I think there's so many pros and cons. Like I love Jujutsu Kaisen with their fights, but I also love Gojo. I like a lot of their characters. I appreciate the aspect of a 3-man team, but it's such a watchable 3-man team.
Yeah,
But then Demon Slayer has that too. I think Demon Slayer's character is a little bit more stronger, just because they're more likable, like a little bit more likable. Like
I will say
Inosuke, comedic timing is fantastic.
awesome, awesome. They're a little more quirky in Demon Slayer, so I'll give Jujutsu Kaisen on this. I mean, I do like kind of the Megami and Noburu's kind of more grounded characters. They're a little more grounded than Demon Slayers, than Zenitsu and
Yes,
Inosuke. But of course, Inosuke and Zenitsu are so much more fun to watch because of just how crazy they are and how fun that like comedic timing and their moments are always also really awesome. Zenitsu and his falling asleep and killing someone in an instant flash, and
but you hit
Inosuke
it over the
beast.
head. You hit it over Mugami. Like I expected this guy to be like a brooding. Like I just didn't expect to like this character. And then
Mhm.
watching the series, I really like this character. You know about his sister. You
Yeah,
know he's trying. You know that he conveys feelings, but not in like everyday. Like he doesn't do it overact it. He's
yeah,
like he's subtle with it. You know he has his ideals. He has his he tries to get stronger on his own. He figures shit out. Like this guy, even though he's not overact or just being flamboyant and all that stuff,
no,
like, and you think he's gonna be like a Sasuke and just brood, hate everything, but he's not like that.
no,
You really like him because you're really getting to know him, his thoughts, and like most of the time I'm intrigued with his fights
yeah.
because I really like that demon dog shit that he does. I really like his abilities. Like when he's teaming up with Maki, was
Mm-hmm.
one of the coolest
Was
things is
awesome.
he had all her shit in his realm and he was able to pull it out and he has that sword too. Where I thought
Yeah,
it was the funniest thing when like he asks Maki like, so how the hell do you get all these like weapons in your hands and stuff? It's like, oh, I just have Panda carry it, carry all my weapons, and
yeah,
it's a great team. Like there's a lot of great team. There's more teamwork in here than Demon Slayer.
yeah,
Like they're and when they do the teamwork, it's kind of like Boku no Hero Academia. Remember when I told you when we watched the movie, I was like, I didn't necessarily like the movie that much, but I love the chemistry, the teamwork that they presented. It's
yeah,
exactly like here, but this is 10 times better. The teamwork in here is fantastic. Maki and Mugami,
yeah.
Gojo
Yeah.
teaching Itadori, Toda and
Itadori
Itadori. Yeah.
and Kento and Itadori, the blonde hair guy with the glasses that he fights the
Oh yeah,
Stitch
yeah,
guy
yeah,
with,
yeah. Oh,
which
that
we
guy's that
we've
guy's
totally forgot.
great. We didn't even
That
talk
guy's
about him.
awesome.
Yeah,
I can't believe we haven't gotten to him yet, but
I
Kento,
thought
yeah,
I thought he was going to die.
I did too.
I was like, God damn, no,
I'm
don't
kind of
die.
glad he didn't. I'm glad he didn't. I feel like
Even
there's a lot
that
more.
that character was great because he's like
Yeah,
going back and forth in jiu-jitsu and then he's going to like a corporate job
yeah.
and like he's just going where the money is and I thought it was great.
Yeah, he doesn't really care about any of this. He's just doing his job, and it's such an interesting. He's so interesting, but he still seems to have some kind of like feeling towards it, and it's I loved his character. His character was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. He
Yeah.
reminds me of Trigon Vash. I don't know if you ever seen that anime. Just like more Trigon Vash and Trigon or Trigon or whatever you want to call it. He's definitely more of a quirky character, but the design work is like the same, except if he was more just like straight to the point and all business.
Yeah.
No, he was great. And then of course, we're talking a little bit about the ending fight with Better Than Sakura and
Oh yeah.
Itadori.
Itadori,
Fighting
yeah.
two. That left a great impression at the end. That was a good fight to cap it off the season,
Yeah.
because that was fantastic, man. That was a
Yeah.
good that blew my mind. I was really, a lot of the times when I was watching this season, I was thinking like, okay, it can't go more, right? It can't level up
Yeah.
on me, and it does, and it makes me, it blows my expectations. It blows what I'm thinking. Like, okay, like the fighting's probably gonna be good. It can't be that great. It's better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
It's great, man. This is a great anime.
It's awesome.
This is a great series for sure.
Mhm. I think it's like I said, for me, it's one of my new favorites. It's one of the ones that I am most excited for and cannot wait for more of. I don't think I've felt this way since Demon Slayer, and like a lot of other shows I watch, I'm watching like Doctor Stone right now. I'm trying to
Hmm.
finish up Black Clover and stuff. Like I like them, but I can kind of just wait for them or go on like find them at some point. But like this one, I want to watch as soon as it comes out. Like I want to see it. I want to see more of it, and it's just excellently done, man. It's perfectly executed in a lot of ways. There's not a lot to hate against it.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype for Black Clover. I watched a little
Yeah,
bit of it. I know it's getting better, but I think I'd put my investment on this. This is
I would
really
too.
good.
I would way rather do this than Black Clover. And I'm almost done with Black Clover. But yeah, I loved. You were talking about the ending. I love the ending because it did show off again how strong, how far they have come in just this series. Like they really did move very fast, but it didn't feel like it. Like you felt like in those 24 episodes, you saw so much. Like they fit a
Yeah.
lot. They would fit a lot. Like you gotta think the episode in which like they first in the very beginning of the season when they first did they went and fought that special grade. Itagori and Megumi fought that first special grade, and
Hmm.
then that guy comes out and ends up taking over and then kills Itadori and stuff like that. That's all just 2 episodes. Like they do that all in 2 episodes. Like they do the pacing really well, and by the end of it, like just 24 episodes, you see in that final episode how strong they've become and how much farther they've come because they weren't able to defeat that first special grade. But now each one of them in that final episode took down their own special grade.
And that was the talk of the town. Everybody was talking
Yeah.
about that too.
Hmm.
And it did it in like a not a bullshit way. Like it made sense.
Yeah.
It was teamwork.
Yep.
This is why I like Demon Slayer so much. We haven't really gotten into, like, you'll see it in season 2. I think
Yeah.
they do a little bit more teamwork in Demon Slayer, and it fucking makes sense. Like you don't. I like my characters, my protagonist. Like, yes, he's strong. I want him to be the strongest ever, whatever.
Yeah.
But he needs his boys, man, his girls. He needs his team to take
Yeah.
down some of these villains, and I that's what I love about that ending and some of the action sequences and some of the storylines in here. I thought that was a great way to, and then they kind of like you had different storylines, like we said, with the kid in the movies and being bullied, but then you go on to like the tuning exam basically,
Yeah.
and then you go on to, and now that didn't go long. That actually was pretty short. I thought it was gonna
It
go
was.
longer.
Yeah.
And then you go into the cursed bridge, and then you got it connected with one of our characters. So
Yeah.
really good. Like 1, set it up, 2, 3, even maybe 4. Like they all bunched storylines together, and
Yeah.
it flowed really well. It flowed pretty damn good. No, Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm on board, Chase. I'm gonna get into the manga.
Alright.
The manga.
Can't spoil shit.
I won't. But we will do a tier list. I think
Yeah.
the tier lists are so fun.
The
We'll
tier
do a
lists are
tier
awesome.
list.
Yeah.
We just wanted to talk a little bit of just to get kind of a little bit into this, because I would love to get into more Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah.
as especially character breakdowns. Maybe I'll be doing probably just a overall just season 1 review of what I thought about it.
Yeah.
but I really want to talk about it today. So,
That was
um,
exciting.
so tier list soon,
Tier list, yeah, for sure. For
soon. I
sure.
got a Vegas trip coming, so we gotta wait till later on.
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta make
probably.
money, baby.
Hell yeah.
Uh, but thank you, Chase, for keep like hounding me on this
Yeah.
because it's great. Um, there was another anime I told you to watch and you haven't seen it yet.
There's been
See,
a
I gave you
couple.
so many. Yeah.
I'm watching Fate right now, and I'm finishing
Oh,
up
Fate
Notch
Night.
Down. Yeah, I'm doing Zero, and then yeah,
Can't
Fate
do
Night.
it.
Yeah,
I couldn't
it's
get into
hard.
it.
Yeah,
There's
I
so
like
many.
it.
There's so many.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot, but I like it. It's interesting, but it's definitely
I
like a
I,
work.
I think I'm gonna get into like a big boot anime soon.
A big what?
A boot anime.
Big boot anime. There's plenty of them out there.
I know. Which
There's,
one will I choose? Who knows?
I know.
Um. Where can we find you? Overdue
Yeah.
Bobcat.
You can find me on Twitch at Overduebobcat50. I saw the 50 because someone else has Overdue Bobcat, so I had to put the 50 on there. But you can find me at that. And I do a lot of gaming stuff. I do, of course, these podcasts with Dan, and I have a lot of fun. So come enjoy my chats.
Any anime gaming? Any anime game you're gonna play at all?
As of right now, I don't have any. No, right now, the last game I played was a game about old people and not trying to die. And you die a lot. It's like an old person simulator, and it's fun as shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You could find me on this channel, Dan the Man Reviews on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like video. And you could also find me on Instagram at Dan the Man Reviews, and then also on Twitch, DMan80528. I'll warn you though, I'm never on there. So not till I get on my PS5. So yeah, we wanted to talk a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen. We will do a tier list because I really love the tier list. I just think it's really a lot of fun. We have a Naruto one if you guys want to go check it out on my channel or on Overduebobcat50s. It's the Naruto tier list where we rank mostly all the Naruto characters. That one was a lot of fun. That one will surprise you a little bit too. So yeah, and then we also talk NFL. So the NFL season's fast approaching. We'll probably have some NFL cast going on, maybe some discussions on some of the things that are going on around that. So look for that. So, all right, Overdue Bobcat 50.
All right.
I think that's a good stopping. So we'll be talking more anime later on. So thank you guys for listening. I'm Dan Daniel's son.